Decisamente quasi morta.
If all goes as planned, the first 28 seconds, you got to see my 44th birthday surprise party. And as you noticed, my lovely IHP community, I was pretty much full of fear. No, people who would have a video like that probably go viral without knowing anything about our human being embodied nervous system would think of it simply as ha 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 and funny. And I mean, for me, it was funny, but for other reasons. So I didn't count the seconds before coming in to do this part. But from all the attachment and trauma-informed content that I have, educational, since I support you to inspire your higher human potential, I got to learn about our attachment system, and I'm still learning because I have plenty of courses that I'm still ongoingly taking. So our embodied brain, nervous system brain, left and right mode. And I learned all about trauma memory and all these beautiful concepts. And so I see also, by the way, a lot of people doing videos, not all the professionals that, YouTube will have recognized. So we have our recognized professionals. I learned from them. So they all have master's, graduate, PhD degrees, official, which means something. When I say educational certificate is to inform you, and there's a difference. Now, if you don't know that difference, it's because you will not have necessarily looked into getting a bachelor's or master's or know anything about the academic setting. And I wanted to say career, but I know for some it's not. So with that being said, when I think of people who want to tease humanity and go down that line of the human suffering love narrative, I consider them in this moment in time, and always have, but now I have that so-called proof. No one is heartless, as Pacha shares with Cusco in the Emperor's New Groove, which is the example that I'm sharing of who is a functional adult. Means a kind, compassionate human who's an integrated brain. That's our mammalian heritage. When you know about the embodied brain and nervous system. So I'm not going to lecture or teach you through our content in the way that I've seen the reputable individuals who are therapists and sharing with you. There's one lady, Nutshell, I think lady is her name. She has courses and she walks you through panic attacks, something that I know a thing or two about. But as a mystic, I know it was and is, if there are more, I think I've arrived at my sweet spot, but my energy body expansion, because I'm a 5D mystic, and 5D because Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness is the integration of your human being brain. And 4D talk about it as if they're from the medieval times. And when they get clairs, I'm anointed. Ooh, it's a gift, because the mystical community, spirituality and spiritual, they have stories to explain things that are neuroscience and brain science and mental health. And I don't know all of them. And of course, as a mystic, I'm not really interested in necessarily understanding or using the lingo. Actually, I do want to understand and know what they are looking into as academics into hard consciousness, because it would be fascinating to integrate in our topics which involve human spiritual and spirituality elements. But as a mystic, 5D, for those who begin to have clairs, you can look at them in a, I would say, less academic way, because the sciences, brain people can bring us a lot of beautiful information for all of them. And I have noticed some, they're just boring to watch. They're left-brainers. I mean, they have left and right mode, but when I say left-brainers, what I mean, because we use both equally, even though there's a whole way that the entire community argues about it. So I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm a pseudoscience lady for a reason. But what I'm here to share is through my courses, I do have the gist of it. Okay, so let's get to the video for a minute. What you saw as I entered into my house was a fear response, which was hilarious, as I knew exactly what was happening to me. And as you all noticed, I observed, and then I said, okay, wait, stay away, because I wanted some space. But of course, I also knew, because I'm human too, that they would want to now hug me. And that's because that's instinctive. I've wanted to do that too. Two people that I've seen have not a fear response, freeze, and really a fight, like they had to get things fixed. And so after that, now they needed to calm down. And because of my attachment trauma informed, I knew, as a person who learned it though, not to approach and to ask, because that's what I got taught. And these professionals teach police and nurses and social workers, those who want to. Because see, these educational certificates, for me, it doesn't matter as credits because I'm not in academia anymore. But it matters as a person who supports as mentor, coach, consultant, all these beautiful words, content creator, but they're beautiful words that mean something to me because I inspire you to be yourself. So today I can share with you how the inner growth mindset involves you if you can be meta-aware, like I have consistently been. So learning about trauma and attachment was nothing surprising. I wasn't, oh my gosh, I actually immediately connected it to mysticism and what those of you who have clairs get to experience as those ascension energies, full moon, new moon, Schumann resonance, all that stuff, which I never in a million years, and I'm not a million, I'm 44, remotely use the word anointed or special. And when you tell a 4D mystic, you're not more special than other people. You realize we're one big ball of energy, right? You do know what you're saying with the word consciousness. And if you don't, and you're telling me you're not part of those institutions that you're now pointing a finger at and saying they're doing Christ's name wrong, I'm going to say you're doing consciousness, Christ, and a lot of other things not wrong with evil ignorance. You have unresolved trauma and you're looking for stand-byers to come and take your side. And so from the Emperor's New Groove, you're looking more like a Cusco, an Yzma, a squirrel, not a Kronk, because Kronk is always in a chirpy mood. He does not have the ability to do anything that is mean. If you have seen the Emperor's New Groove, if you haven't, okay, you haven't. So you can go watch it and then you'll know what I'm talking about. But my point is, a lot of people talk about humans with the human suffering love narrative because there's educators that share with you the limitedness because they don't know, or no, they might not believe in their colleagues. Again, as I was saying, neuroscientists, all of the academics, oh, they're just like you and I. I went to academia. One of the reasons why I did not continue to pursue academia. Not there to get their approval. I don't need you to say, oh, look, your theory is great. I'm not proving anything. I want to help support people. So when you understand, though, I can help you when you believe in yourself. And yourself is determined. Thank you, Robert Sapolsky, who wrote that lovely book that I haven't begun reading yet. And I can't wait. But you're determined in the first year of your life, one, you have your right mode that can be impeded in its growth. And there's some stuff that could be also structural. Your second year, you begin to ask why. And now by the second year, though, your attachment system is already either secure or not. And if you don't have secure, then your right brain is not going to be structurally up to what my brain was. So I'm going to be handling my emotions without being overwhelmed because I don't have a window of tolerance that will involve the lack of awareness of my inner human being well-being because I have a whole self when I have secure attachment. And so as you saw again from the little video, everything that my body did, it was spot on, and any one of us will do something like that instinctively. Some people, when they get surprised, they run. That's called fleeing. I was fear, and I went back, I observed, and then I relaxed. I was like, okay, I knew I wanted a little space. Took me a certain amount of time before the stuff went away. In fact, I kept myself apart from the party, even wanted to cry at a certain point, like tears, like from here. I was like, okay, I know what that is. And I did go to the restroom, but that's for another reason. It had nothing to do with that. So when you understand that you are a physiological being and that no human is heartless, that's because you are 5D oneness consciousness. You're able to be aware, I'm a human, you're a human, we have a body, and not use those stories that other people use to talk about people as if we're entities. So we'll talk more about it, but in the meantime, have a good one.